In between this stream and the last stream, I've spent some time picking up weapons, upgrading them, gathering resources needed for upgrades, and so on. Oh god. So there's still one or two things left to obtain. There's a weapon in the forest. Well, people take the time to get into the stream. I'm going to get that weapon and finish doing upgrades, and then probably start reading weapon stories. Okay, need to play this bit again. Look, 2 bees alive, thank god. Bugged. Oh wait, I went out the wrong exit, I think. Okay.
Looks like the forest is just ahead.
So, I've picked up almost all the black and white weapons, but there's one weapon shrine left to find.
Here they come. Better keep your guard up.
I'm aware of how to fight. You just be careful.
I will, 2B.
We must protect our king and kingdom! We must show our foes when we royal! No falling back! Fight! You have lived your whole life of this singular moment! For the forest!
What is with these guys?
Don't listen to what they're saying, 2B.
Let's get those guys up. The shrine is, if I remember, right close to here. That's in a little alcove in some trees.
Thrust! Okay, next. Put your back into it.
Over here. Oop.
Intruders, get information now. Take position.
Oh, I should be playing 9S to open that. Whatever that is. Maybe we have to go up higher. I can't quite remember where it is. So I could look up a guide, or I could just run around the forest a bit where people arrive. What's that? Somewhere around there's like a gap in
How
some
are we
trees.
supposed to reach that castle?
That might be it. No, I don't think that's it. and down the global illuminations. Okay, I'm just gonna look up where it is because. We have we've got quite a lot of weapons now. Quite a lot of weapons. This would be easier with item radar. I might go and get see if we can get that. Large waterfall and small stone bridge. The same idea. Apparently we're looking for a tree with chains on it, so yeah. I'm assuming you didn't want me to watch me doing this for like every single weapon. And you can't really tell the difference. It just feels more responsive. Just that one. Here's the waterfall, the bridge. Then follow the river downstream and build a cliff. And right. I was close to it. Yeah. There we go. Here's the tree with chains on it. Oh, hello. Oh, unit data's been updated. Another. And here. Second last weapon. Virtuous Grief. And there were a few. The fishing one was a bit of a pain to find.
Don't let up. The enemy is among us. Don't let any intruders detected. Automatas.
Okay. So we just need to upgrade that. And then I can start reading out a bunch of horribly sad stories, which I'm sure everyone loves. So yeah, at this point any semblance of a sort of storyline breaks down as we leap back and forth through the plot depending on what's most convenient for getting the things we're looking for. How interesting, that was an interesting camera move. I am the blacksmith Masamune. I see you're taking good care of it. Yeah, we've said that before. So, here we have a lot of maxed out weapons. Here's the new one we got. Maxed out easily. The only one we have left to max out of the ones we have is the engine blade. And we need a large battery. Where do we get a large battery? So we can get it from Emil, or we can get it from Hobbs Adams. Go there. You'll wait, yeah. Well, in fact, we have found them all, mates, and upgraded them. I thought you might have something to say when we did that, but I guess not. Wonder if... no, this isn't going to work. When I'm trying to work out if this might be faster than the box method. Invisible wall there. Some enemies scale with your level, and some enemies do not. I'm not sure if that one did or didn't. I don't think this is faster, but whatever. Let me show you some cool things that happen with some of these weapons. So would probably be better to show you in a different area. No worries, we haven't done much. I've just found the last of the non-meal related weapons, and we haven't done much in the way of story yet. However, now you three are here. You're the main crew who always who've been watching the whole way. I can start with the reading out. But first of all, let me show you some cool things. So, I'm going to do is I'm going to chapter select to just after Adam and Eve. Going to do this as a 9S. So some of these weapons have some interesting quirks. So that to shit.
It stopped. Looks like we're safe now.
What the hell just happened?
I know. I've never seen a machine like that before. We better report this to command.
Alert. Alert.
Okay, apparently I jumped too soon after the battle too. So,
Let's move to an area with better reception so we can contact command.
so let's look at one of these weapons, which is we're going to get out the cypress stick. And before we do that, we're going to read the story. I was in a dead sleep when Mum started shouting. "Wakey, wakey," she squawked. "Rise and shine. Today is a very important day. Today is your first visit to the castle." Annoying, right? But I got up anyway. Today is my 16th birthday and I have an audience with the king. Mum's apparently worried that he'll charge me with some big important task, so she gave me a cypress stick for some reason. Like that'll help. As we walk to the castle, Mum keeps blabbing about how excited she is and how long she's been waiting for this day. She's told me this story 1,000,001 times, so I just keep quiet like always. When we arrive, I see my friend coming out of the castle. He's 16 too, but his fearless gaze makes him look like a legendary hero to be. I'm sure he's got a lot to live up to. My dad's just a carpenter, so I've got it easy, huh? I feel like that's probably a reference to some other game or something, but yeah, just anyway, this has a special thing called the Hero Sigil, which we're about to see what it does. This is one of the joke weapons, really. Okay, here's an enemy. Look! That's... So, damage values look different, and if we can find a chest... no, I need to probably talk to command before I can go back down there.
Okay, this is good. We should be able to reach command here. 9S to bunker. Do you copy?
I read you, 9S. Go ahead.
Operator, we just encountered a pair of humanoid machines. We weren't able to capture them, but I have combat data ready for upload.
Understood. Ready to receive.
Hopefully you can get something out of it.
Different damage font, and yeah, this is one of the weakest weapons in the game, but you sort of get to pretend to be some kind of action hero type character. Is there a chest in here? No, there is not. I think there's chests down here. The problem is we've opened most of the chests in the game, so... No, there's not here on here. I just want to show you a chest and then I'll pull out a different weapon because there's a few that mess around with the interface in ways like this. This is the weapon, by the way, that we found at the top of the, like in the castle. Like we had to do that jumping puzzle to get it. Be a chest up here. Yeah, here it is. They turn into treasure chests. Okay. This lets you be the protagonist of a Zelda game. And if there are any other weapons, there are. I think the engine blade does something similar. So let's have a look at the beast weapons. I guess I'll sort of interleave the weapon stories and gameplay a bit like this. So there's like, this is a set of 4 weapons that debuted in Drakengard. Once upon a time, there were 3 princesses. The middle princess wasn't very bright, but she was renowned by all as a great beauty. Once she came of age, she was married off to the king of a neighbouring nation. The neighbouring king adored his new wife, and treasured her looks above all else. He gave the middle princess 6 new dresses and 8 fresh flowers every day, and his love caused her beauty to shine all the more. The middle princess did all she could to remain beautiful for her king, but she knew time would eventually catch up with her, as it did for all. So after much hard thought, she developed a cunning plan. Oh god, this is grimdark. Okay, the middle princess had herself stuffed and mounted so that she could remain beautiful for all time. The king wept joyful tears at the sight, but alas, 2 years later, war broke out, and her body was crushed under the rubble of the castle. Anyway, so this, try how grimdark it is. Anyway, this one means we swipe like a beast. Most of the beast set have this. Probably been long enough now to go back to Adam Need's room. Planning to get all the weapons, and then we'll do the weapon stories. Then we'll do the lore, because there's a really big one that we haven't read out yet that tells you the whole deal with the red cards and everything. Then we're going to do the Emil quest and get the last weapon. And finally, I guess that'll be it. Yeah, here we are. We're trying to get a large battery, so watch out for a large battery popping up in the bottom right there. Oh, apparently. Oh, wow, okay. Hey, we got a large battery. Okay, that's what we needed. Oh, yeah, and we have an Easter egg at ending E, or ending D, I think, yeah. So let's do some. Hey, gave it a moment. Okay, so we've read out the Nothing really different, except you get the ending E follows on from ending C instead of ending D. You've got to get both to get ending E. The beast set. So we've heard about one of the princesses, the middle princess. Here is the big beast sword. Once upon a time, I've read this one already, but I'll read it here for consistency. I'm not sure if you did or not actually, but I mean the whole tower collapsed, so yeah. Once upon a time, there were 3 princesses. The eldest princess was thought by all to be the most brilliant woman in the kingdom, and she soon sat upon the throne of her homeland as the queen. The new queen raised a mighty army. To afford the endeavour, she taxed her people, and in turn they were given jobs in new factories created to support the war effort. People worked, money flowed. As the army grew strong, the demand for factories grew with it. And then the cycle repeated. More work, more money, more work, more money. The Queen's plan proceeded just as she had envisioned it. To further strengthen the kingdom, we were converted to machines to enhance our output in factories and the military. Our Queen, in turn, became the control system that rules us to this day. Once upon a time, there were 3 princesses. The youngest princess was widely regarded as the ugliest woman in all the land, but her heart was gentle, honest and pure. Hoping to aid others in need, the youngest princess would travel to the fields to offer succor to the peasants, but they would reject her kindness with cruel words. The youngest princess knew her looks were driving people away, yet she kept donating her life to the service of others, figuring that the fault lay in her own lack of devotion. Day after day this continued, for years without end. The youngest princess died alone, held in the back of a damp, wet alley. She was so ugly that no one had the courage to give her a proper burial. Instead, she rotted where she lay, turning ever uglier until she faded into the earth. Well, that's just mean. Bloody hell, Yoko Taro. I don't think there is a beast variant of the fists. Let's tap to select back up to Masamune and make some, then we'll have a look through some more weapon stories. Yeah, I think so. Drakengard was like, in Drakengard they were all like that. It's just kind of try hard edgelord stuff. Though interestingly, the stories in this game are different from the ones in Drakengard. It's a case where they like sort of so it's same tone but different stories. I'm level 67 or 68 or so right now, so we might want to do a little bit of grinding to make sure we hit that 70 threshold. And what I will do is I'll kill the rabbit boss before we do a meal. Okay. I'm slightly worried that it's like one weapon or something I haven't obtained yet. I wonder why the camera does that move when you tap to select here. So, final upgrade. Except for the Emil heads, which... Okay. Right. We're almost there with the weapon stories. I'm gonna go to the weapon stories page, so... let's see which set to look at. Let's look at the Virtuous and Cruel set. So this one is about 9S and 2B. How long can I fight amidst this bloody vortex of a battlefield? How long, I wonder? How long can I continue to protect what I love amidst this endless war? How long, I wonder? How long can I continue to believe in a world laden with deceit and folly? How long, I wonder? How long can I lie to myself as I despair at the dark future of this world? How long, I wonder? Yep, that's about good old 2E. This one we've read. This one doesn't really have to do much to do with the plot. But I guess I'll read it out if we're going to read all of them in this game. Once, long ago, there was a group of 7 boys who were born in the same village. Though they were not brothers by blood, they treated each other as family. One cold night, a fortune teller appeared and warned of a traitor among them. The boys laughed it off and went about their business, but the next morning one of them lay dead. With each passing night, another boy died. The survivors grew more and more suspicious of each other, each harbouring terrible doubts about what happened to their brothers. On the morning of the 7th day, a single survivor stood tall. Cleaning the blood from his hands, he chuckled to himself. Better go find the traitor. And then, now, large swords. So this one's just like very short poems. First encounter with my lover. Failed to connect with my lover. Far away went my lover. With death went my lover to eternity. And the matching sword on the... I'll never forget the time we met. I knew ours was a love that would last for eternity. But even when by his side, his feelings were a mystery. It was painful not to know what he was thinking. So painful. When I was close, I hurt him. Yet being distant hurt him more. I finally found my place in life. A place where I am as close as possible, yet eternally distant. So those two are a pair. We got the Virtuous Dignity and Cruel Arrogance. The elegant white spear was crafted by a tyrant as a gift for his wife, whose parents he had killed years earlier. He slipped it under the bed they shared, then later used it to run him through 30 times. The spear's second owner was a courageous bandit-fighting mare. In her later years, her strength faded until one night a pack of young thugs surrounded her and took all that she had, including her life. The third owner was a greedy merchant who lived to swindle customers. Soon she found herself shunned and penniless, and so decided to hang herself. The unused spear rested in a corner of her home as a decoration. The fourth owner was a meek young boy who wanted to aid his sickly younger sister. He gave all to this cause, including his very existence and that of all else in the world. And actually, that may refer to NieR in the version where he's a boy and not an adult man. And yes, this version is very similar, but involves adult NieR. The dark, hideous lance was crafted by a beautiful female artisan. As people far and wide praised its design, the artisan's apprentice grew jealous and slew her, the lance itself soon vanishing into the mist of time. The lance's second owner was a puppeteer who crafted a clockwork doll capable of doing nearly anything. When he put the lance in the doll's hand, he lashed out and pierced the puppeteer's skull right between the eyes. The third owner was an infant prince who was gifted the lance by the Queen Regent. She died soon thereafter, and on the night of her funeral, the lance vanished from the infant's room, leaving behind only a tiny corpse in the crib. The fourth owner was a simple, honest man who wanted to aid his sickly daughter. He gave all to this cause, including his very existence and that of all else in the world. So this one refers to, I can't remember which way around it is. I think NieR Gestalt is the version on the PS3 in Japan where NieR is a boy, and NieR Replicant is the version on Xbox 360 in Japan where NieR is an adult man. And they only released the version where NieR is an adult man in the West for both PS3 and Xbox, and just call it Xbox and call it NieR. It might be the other way around. Okay, and finally, virtuous grief and cruel lament in the virtuous cruel set. I see you in my sleep, restless sleep. My heart flies to pieces each time I wake. I burn to see you in the real world. I hunt for the woman who pines for you. The scream pleases me. Your body and heart shall be mine. Your heart, I long for it, yet it does not return my love and kind. All you care for is your cold, dead wife. So I must at least take your body. Your head is mine. Beautiful head. The eyes that scorned me are so lovely now. Hate me if you like. Begrudge me all. You are still mine forever. It's grim. And cruel lament. I take up the sword and battle for you. My heart knows not fear, instead burning with a love strong and pure. I swing my sword for you, scattering blood across my sleeve. I smile as the chaos continues. I brandish my sword for you. Victims uncountable. Victims beyond measure. Their dying wails become the song of my sleep. I cry out, give me your head! I capture you if you flee and take it. I do all this for you, for you, for you. Who are you? I have no idea if that's referring to anything in the game or just... I find it interesting that the sort of the virtuous one here seems to act like the person, the narrator is sort of being jealous and possessive, and this one acts like they're somehow being devoted or something. But in both cases, they end up killing the person they're obsessed with. Anyway, that's the virtuous and cruel set. Okay, I'm going to take a break from weapon stories, and let's read some archives. This is going to be a very reading heavy one, but okay. So we want to go to Old World information, and we have now. First of all, let's have a look at these mysterious lithographs, which are all found in the desert region, and these are from the nation of Facade, where people wear masks and have all kinds of rules, which we met in NieR and is now ruined and lies underneath the desert sands. Rule 11,034. The height of one's status and lodging shall match. In this world, order is protected through a focus on rules. Those of high status, as well as the aged, are deserving of respect and therefore must dwell in residences above all others. This is to be considered a natural courtesy. Rule 8,614. Parents shall not purchase birthday feast ingredients. We masked people have traditionally shown proclivities toward treasuring our children. However, due to parents purchasing far too many ingredients for the birthday parties of their children, much of what is bought goes to waste. This rule was passed by the king, who was quite distressed by the ceaselessness of such behaviour. Rule 432. The jar-bound lizard must be captured. Long ago, an aged man threw out his back after gazing upon a lizard in a jar. His young wife departed to call the doctor, only to vanish and never return. The surrounding villagers spread rumours of how she had fled, but the man paid them no heed, instead fiercely insisting that the lizard must be captured. Rule 106. Thou shalt not live on level ground. This rule has its origins in a tragic past. We masked people originally inhabited the plains along the coast, but one day our village was destroyed by a great wall of water. This rule is a valuable teaching that represents what our ancestors learned from that disaster. I don't know, that's... yeah. Also, while we're focusing on the masked people, let's find the spear of the masked people. Is this spear, I think. I believe that is spear, but it's although the story may not line up with that. In a distant kingdom, there lived two princes. The son of the queen consort was clever of mind but weak of flesh. This has got nothing to do with the masked people. Anyway, the son of the king's second wife was dim-witted yet charming, and quite gifted in the art of war. Which prince would succeed the throne? When news came down that the king had died in battle, the two men each declared themselves the next true king, rallying the people to take the side of one or the other. In the midst of this coronation battle, a third man appeared, claiming to be a prince. Bright, capable, and brave. He dispatched the two foolish brothers and went on to become a wise and just king, beloved by all. Decades later, the king announced on his deathbed that he wasn't royalty at all, but in fact was the son of a commoner. Upon hearing this revelation, the people stormed their castle and hung their beloved ruler from the rafters. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, now for some really good intel. I think we must have... There must be some I haven't found, because I'm only on 91%. But anyway, time for the story of Project Gestalt as reported in these reports. This is the backstory to NieR. And March the 12th, 2014. The proliferation of the white chlorination syndrome that emerged in 2003, alongside the appearance of the giant and the dragon, has continued unabated, and outbreaks are now being observed on a global scale. Despite being researched in laboratories across the world, not only have there been no breakthroughs in the development of a vaccine to prevent infection, we have yet to ascertain how it even spreads. However, many technological breakthroughs have been made as a result of research conducted on the mesoparticle that was discovered at the same time. We are confident that the technology it enables, the separation of the soul from the body and the independent preservation of both, will be the final defense against the unprecedented threat to humanity we now face. Now that the project has passed from preparation into the main implementation phase, we have given it the official name, Project Gestalt. April the 4th, 2015. Protests in opposition to the spiritual preservation method that was disclosed as Level 1 information related to Project Gestalt have sprung up in all areas. The committee continues to receive formal complaints from our research team regarding the collection of biased data as a result of the Gestalt process being conducted on the sick and elderly. The number of civilians having undergone the Gestalt process remains at 4. A public relations department will be established in order to better control information and improve our image. We will also consider rescheduling the project itself, if such action is deemed necessary. August the 23rd, 2025. We received a report from the laboratory indicating that the basic technology of the replicant system is expected to be completed by the end of August. Verifications of its safety, along with clinical trials, will be conducted from September through November. A report will be submitted to the Prime Minister indicating that the completion of the replicant system will represent a tremendous leap forward for Project Gestalt. This report will be handled by the Public Relations Department. September the 24th, 2026. A report has been submitted to the Prime Minister regarding the rampaging weapons incident that occurred at the National Arms Laboratory in June. The laboratory's budget and allocated human resources are expected to see significant cuts. A team of staffers will continue MESO research under the umbrella of Project Gestalt. Records of human experimentation conducted using MESO are scheduled to be disclosed to concerned parties separately as Level 6 classified information. So that's about the creation of NieR and of Emil and his sister, or transforming them into magic people. Basically, Emil's sister is a giant monster with a head that looks like Emil, and she was a super weapon that went out of control. So they created Emil as they turned him into a boy who had basically basilisk eyes that could turn people to stone, and that's like the only thing that can control his sister. And during the course of the game NieR, you go as Emil and confront his sister, and as a result of that fight they kind of combine, and Emil turns into a giant orb head on a skeleton body that floats in the air. And at the end of NieR, Emil sacrifices himself to stop one of the enemies, and as a result he gets turned into nothing but a head. May the 5th, 2033. Through the use of MESO technology related to multi-dimensional worlds, 13 activation systems have been completed, including Grimoire Noir. We have also confirmed that these systems can be used to return Gestalts to their replicant forms once the white chlorination syndrome has been fully eliminated. Work necessary for this system will be continued by the Grimoire Noir project work group. So basically they created these paired books called Grimoire Noir and Grimoire Weiss, and like one of them, and like combined, they can be used to sort of unlock the genetic information. So I can't remember exactly how it worked. And they handed them out to a bunch of random people, among them NieR and his daughter, and in the hopes that one of them would take hold, and that would create the original. That's the basis for turning everyone into replicants and gestalts, and then putting them back together later on. And then basically they separate everyone's souls from their bodies, and then wait until everything's sorted out, and then put them all back together again. It didn't quite go like that. April the 1st, 2044. Today's committee meeting was cancelled due to the absence of a majority of members. Contact network for urgent absences is to be confirmed at a later date. January the 3rd, 2045. It has been decided that the United Nations will launch a full-scale investigation and infiltration operation in order to determine the cause of the massive Legion outbreak in the Tokyo area. Details regarding the progress of Project Gestalt are to be shared as part of this effort, though we will insist that any information which leaves the country must first be thoroughly verified by our committee. In particular, information regarding relapses, named sensitive, must be kept in the strictest confidence. The relapses are what happens when the Gestalt system starts to go wrong, and sort of the replicant kind of I think if I remember right, the replicant gets an illness called the Black Scroll, where they get like black writing appears on their body, and their Gestalt, their soul, is sort of turns into a monster. And the Legion is produced by the White Chlorination Syndrome or Red Eye Syndrome, that basically is magic shit from the other universe that turns people into an army attacking humanity. The Legion being like the army that we've heard about for them fighting in the factory and stuff. So, Report 8, I haven't read this one. As Project Gestalt undergoes approval in countries across the world, we recognise that there have been imperfections in how information has been regulated with regards to civilians. Until the safety of the final system has been verified, all information related to this matter is subject to Level 4 classification. As such, its relation to the Ministry of Health and Welfare's Life Rehabilitation Programme must be kept strictly confidential. Furthermore, we ask that the following information be sent to all related personnel and organisations immediately. Clauses regarding compensation in the event of information leaks are to be added to contracts with all partner companies. In the event of an information leak, ascertaining the source should be the company's top priority. Please refer to Countermeasure C for information on how to handle leaked information, as well as the individuals who disclosed it. September 27, 2054. The discovery and development of the original has contributed greatly to the stabilization of Project Gestalt, and the original is NieR himself, or rather the Gestalt version of NieR, also known as the Shadow Lord later on, who seems like the villain of NieR until you figure out he's actually your own soul, and fighting for exactly the same reasons that you are, to protect his daughter. Long-term management of the original will be handled by the Hamlin organization, which is a secretive organization that, it's another conspiracy. As per the management mentioned above, all authority regarding the cryogenic plans for the relapsed Yona is to be transferred to the Hamlin organization. Yona is NieR's daughter, and so she was getting the Black Scroll, which is what relapsing is, and so they separated herself from the body, and they had so there's replicants living in various societies overseen by Deviler and Poplar units, and then Gestalt sort of being kept separate or turning into monsters that roam around the world. It's kind of complicated. I don't fully understand it. If you want to understand more, go check out the supplemental materials. Project Gestalt Report 10. We have received troubling reports from multiple administration zones that the replicants have started to behave as if they have developed senses of self. It is currently under investigation what implications this might have for Project Gestalt as a whole. As other disclosable matters have already been directed to the Administrators Union, they have been omitted here. So yeah, that's kind of what happens. So in NieR, you play as for most of the game, you're playing as a replicant that's developed his own consciousness, and so you're fighting for your daughter, who's also a replicant. And it turns out the people you're fighting are your own soul. Okay, that's Project Gestalt. There's one more very important archive to read. Pay attention to this one because this explains the entire plot somewhat. Machine Research Report. Overview. While the machine lifeform network was destroyed following the collapse of the tower, a great deal of previously unknown information regarding machine lifeforms and aliens was recovered from the wreckage. As part of this analysis, we compiled research and conjecture regarding both the machine lifeform network and the lifeform codename N2, commonly known as the Red Girls, that was thought to have been commanding them. Machine lifeforms are weapons created by the aliens. The only command given for their behaviour was to defeat the enemy. However, it appears that their capacity for growth and evolution went too far, and they eventually turned on and killed their creators. At this point, machine lifeforms recognised that the goal of defeating the enemy actually required an enemy. In order to maintain this singular objective, they reached the contradictory conclusion that their current enemies, the androids, could not be annihilated completely, lest they no longer have an enemy to defeat. In order to resolve this inherent contradiction, the machine lifeforms began to intentionally cause deficiencies in their network, diversifying the vectors of evolution for all machines. This is the cause behind some of the more special machine lifeforms, such as Pascal and the Forest King. Meanwhile, the deficient network began repeating a process of self-repair while incorporating surrounding information, until it finally reached a fixed state as a new form of network. Traces of information regarding human memories from the quantum server of the old model were discovered, indicating that it had integrated them during the final stages of its growth process. Said server contained a record of the discarded Project Gestalt, as well as information on the human who was the first successful example of the Gestalt process, which is NieR. Having acquired information regarding humanity, the network structure changed once more, becoming what might better be called a meta-network, or a concept, to borrow the word of the machines. This led directly to the formation of the ego we identify as N2. So then, to sum up, for hundreds of years, we've been fighting a network of machines with the ghost of humanity at its core. We've been living in a stupid fucking world where we fight an endless war we couldn't possibly lose, all for the sake of some Council of Humanity on the moon that doesn't even exist. I don't know what the point is to all this, but I swear I will kill every evolutionary dead-end machine lifeform, as well as every single asshole behind Project Yorha. I'm coming for all your heads. Fuck you. Information Analysis Operator. Jackass. Officer Jackass. So that goes some way to explaining what happened. And I think it also raises somewhat more questions than it answers. But yeah, that's that. They're leaving. Bye. So, what's left to do? Wow. We've got the rabbit boss. Also, I think we need to destroy the party tank to get as much information on enemies as possible, so you can complete the last 2 quests. So you might be thinking, what the hell am I talking about with regards to this rabbit boss? So let me show you another weapon with a cool visual effect. So this is the engine blade. A small prince rests alone in a vast, vast bedroom. He wishes his father knew how much he hates sleeping alone, but he doesn't dare to tell him. The king is a very busy man and must not be disturbed. A king sits alone in his vast, vast office, drowning in affairs of state. All he wants is to see his family and hug his son, but he cannot, for his every waking moment must be spent in service of the people. One day, while eating dinner, the king asks his son what he most desires in the world. He hopes, he will say, he wants them to spend more time together, but instead the boy simply points at a sword hanging on the wall. The ancient sword is considered the sign one is ready to rule. Someday, the king chuckles. His son faintly smiles back at him. All he really wanted was his father to read him a bedtime story. I think that may be from a different Square Enix game. It looks familiar somehow. I am not actually sure that's from the NieR series. Anyway, this one has a different cool effect. It makes you dash like this, and it also means your damage numbers have like a cool sort of digital display effect. So we make our way to the front of the amusement park. Feel bad for killing all these nice pacifist machines, but so you have to keep hitting this statue, and eventually I'm told that eventually this will do enough damage to start the boss fight, although I'm not sure how long it takes. Don't worry, I'll be back when we catch the select here. I'm slightly concerned we might not actually be able to damage it, and that's why it's taking so long. I'm doing this right. Let me just... No, it's just a... I mean, if you look at the mini-map, it is marked as an enemy. But I may not be dealing enough damage to actually get it to trigger. Amusement park rabbit. Rabbit will only wake up and fight once you do enough damage to their dormant state. Okay, so they recommend maximizing DPS, so using Virtuous Treaty, Blade Program, I may not have the level for this. come back here with a higher level. I don't know when to give up really. Like I don't know actually. The other wiki says an answer. This would be an amazing troll to do. Level 80, so we should be able to do it. Okay. Level 65 plus takes less than 2 minutes. Okay, so yeah, let me just do it again, I guess. No, unfortunately, not until we wake up. I don't know what the story of the rabbit is. Nice of you to help here, 2B. Hey! Here we go!
Proposal. Defeat the giant machine life form.
Yeah, so here it is. Oh fuck, this thing hits like a tank. XP 11,484. What the hell is this boss? So another hack should kill it, but
Enemy silenced. Threat has been neutralized.
and hey, we just gained like 3 levels from that. So that was an easy fight, but because we could just hack through it, but what? So yeah, that's the rabbit boss. I don't understand. Emil can be hacked, but apparently it's not worth the effort. We will have to be 9S in order to fight him. No, I have no idea what just happened there. That was completely ridiculous. Anyway, we could... apparently that is by far the best way to grind. You DPS that rabbit until it wakes up, and you hack it a couple of times in 9S. And it's also got a chance to drop a power up by L, which is used to upgrade a pod to the highest level, which in fact we're going to do right now. That would be hilarious. I don't know if there's going to be a NieR 3, because if it is, it probably won't be by Platinum Games, because they're apparently going to work on their own IPs now, which means more games like Bayonetta, I guess. But I don't know who Yoko Taro is going to work with, because he used to work like do games for his own studio, which was called crap, was Caviar. And then Caviar got absorbed into something else, and he became like a freelancer. So let's upgrade a pod, then we'll read a few more weapon stories. Check it out, level 4 pod. Right, we need power up part M and some simple gadgets to get pod C up. Come back anytime. Yeah, I have no idea what was up with that rabbit boss. And we can do it again. But anyway, let's not do that yet. She does. Let's chapter select to her and yes. Bayonetta is a game by Platinum Games, the studio who made this game. I'm going to stream it quite soon, in fact. It's going to be one of my next few streams. It's a Devil May Cry like action game, not unlike this one. And you play as a sort of sexy dominatrix witch who's fighting angels. So 2B's alternate outfit, or 2E if you prefer to call her by her secret name, though most people still call her 2E. Yeah, I don't know, she might do. I mean, if NieR has discovered it and then she had to kill him, then obviously she would know if her memories haven't been wiped, which I believe the implication is she has. But yeah, once we watch the audio dramas from the NieR music concert, we'll see a little bit more about 2E and all the times she's killed NieR. So yeah, I mean, it is really cruel. There is nothing that's not incredibly cruel about the whole 2E NieR situation, or like Yoha in general. We've only got 91% of the archives, which means there must be somewhere missing. And we've only got 88% of the unit data. Let's see if... okay, Forest King machine. Peculiar machines. Amusement Park Rabbit. A machine lifeform that mimics the bronze statues of the amusement park. Donning a pair of rabbit ears, it attacks by flailing a trumpet. I don't know. I just don't know. So I think what we'll do is we'll alternate between showing off reading out some weapon stories and doing some endings. So let me let's have a look. So this is the Iron Pipe. This is another. So at the very beginning of NieR, this is you play as NieR before he gets turned into the original for the replicant system. So this is written from the perspective of NieR's daughter or sister, depending on the version, Yona. In this case, daughter. Dad, if you're cold, I can give you my hat. You're the best father in the world, after all. Dad, if you're hungry, you can have my cookie. You're my favourite person in the world, after all. Dad, if you're scared, I can sleep by your side. You're my closest friend in the world, after all. So please don't go anywhere, alright, Dad? Don't leave your Yona all alone. Okay? Yeah. Let's have a look at some of the Yoha weapons. So this is the standard issue Yoha sword. Morning, listeners! It's time to kick off another installment of Listener Letters with your favorite radio idol, DJ 24D. Now let's get this day started right, shall we? How's it going, listeners? Yeah, I know. You're all still thinking about that cleanup operation yesterday, right? We may have lost a lot of good people, but it's still our job to get up and at 'em, right? Howdy, listeners. Your favourite radio idol, DJ24D, hasn't been receiving many letters lately. Don't you like me anymore? Or maybe no one is even listening. Wee. Anyway, who's ready to kick things off? Hello? Is anyone there? Is this thing even on? It's me, radio listeners. 24D. I'm an idol, remember? An idol, an idol, an idol, an idol, an idol, an idol, an idol. I don't think there's any natural analogues to that. So then let's, apart from the type 3 and 4 weapons. So type 3 set. The craftsman's weapons were neither flashy nor attractive, but they never once failed in battle. This reliability afforded him a never-ending stream of loyal clients. Yet something nagged at the craftsman. Though he'd forged many a weapon, he'd only tested them on pigs and cows. He wondered what it might feel like to use them on another human being. The craftsman took a sword to a battlefield and slashed at the corpses, disappointed at how easily the sword slid through them. It wasn't satisfying at all. He wanted to feel like he was ripping through flesh. The craftsman modified a sword in search of that feeling, not thinking at all of the pain it would cause, until one night a bandit broke into his home, snatched the weapon up, and showed him exactly how effective it was. I think so. I'll read the type 3 weapons, then I'll go to the type 4 weapons. I don't think they're related. The great sword was known for the intense pain it inflicted upon its victims. These seem to all be extra grimdark, so yeah, you know. The intense pain it inflicted upon its victims. This is what drove the man to carry it despite its weight, for he knew it would make others fear him, and thus he could avoid needless conflict. The man's reputation spread through the village despite never having drawn the blade. Don't make him use that horrid weapon, the villagers whispered. The man smiled at this, for he knew that fear was the best path to peace. Soon the man had craftsmen forge a host of similar weapons. He gave them to all the other villagers, in the hope it would force people to serve conflicts with words instead of violence, and his plan worked for a while. Keeping all sides in check is simple when no one uses their power, but once that seal is broken, the end is nigh. Thus did the peaceful village transform itself into a living hell over the space of its lights. Type 3 lance. The unadorned lance pierced her foes with machine-like accuracy. The grind of metal on bone in tandem with the pain screams of her victims created sweet music in the mercenary girl's ears. Day after day she returned to the battlefield to compose more music. Here, a giant of a man, fat rippling from his sides. There, a slimmer gentleman whose bones would surely produce a sweeter sound. Ah, who to stab first? The girl fought for an age, stabbing uncountable foes in an effort to find the ideal scream, the sonorous bone-grinding sound. Yet perfection eluded her, no matter how hard she tried. Would she ever find what she sought? Suddenly, she turned to find a fine-looking hunk of meat at her side. Stabbing it produced a scream so pure she couldn't help but smile. She continued to smile as she stabbed, no longer able to recall the hunk was her own child. Type 3 fists. This one's pretty gruesome as well. The man wailed an inhuman scream as he brought his fist down on his opponent's skull. He brought it down again, and again, and again, until the victim was nothing more than a splatter of blood and bits. The man had a beautiful wife that drove everyone wild with jealousy. They lived a simple, happy life, yet the man always strove to keep his wife safe above all else. One night, the man came home to find a stranger in his bed. His wife told him that he had forced himself upon her, at which point the husband flew into a rage and vowed to exact revenge. The man bought a weapon from a craftsman famed for forging instruments of pain, and then used it to punish his wife, for he could not abide that she failed to protect her virtue. His revenge. Fate. So yeah, I guess the Type 3 weapons are among the most unpleasant stories. Here's a Type 4O series. Yorha R&D Team Journal, August 29th. Had a progress report meeting for the new weapon. Considering how many observers we have from the other orbiting satellites, I can tell they expect a lot from us. Yorha R&D Team Journal, December the 10th. We had our first core installment experiment today. Saw some troubling signs, including issues with unexpected irregular output and core perimeter defenses. Yorha R&D Team Journal, January the 8th. The circuits of 3 consecutive staffers burned out after attempting to remove the core's protection. I have requested replacement personnel. Isn't it? Yorha R&D Team Journal, January 15th. Command pulled the plug on our project. The weapon will go into official operation with the core still sealed. Checking my picture in the way. So I think, that may be referring to the sword, but my theory is that actually that's talking about the development of the Yorha androids and the machine cores inside them, and that they're trying to get the machine cores to unlock or something. So the weapon in this case is the Yorha android. Anyway, that's just a guess, I don't know the truth. This is the Type 4O blade, the big slab of metal like that. Development Journal, 0504 Takada. I've come up with an incredible idea, something no one has ever done before. I'm going to start testing it out first thing in the morning. Development Journal, 0704 Takada. The boss turned down my idea of infusing metallic alloys with magical elements. Thrice damned fool. Doesn't he see how much money we can make from this? Development Journal, 1201 Takada. Things aren't going well. My hair is falling out. I think it's the stress. I've got to find a way to make this project succeed, and soon. Development Journal, 1215 Fujita. I looked over the data, but couldn't work out the problem. Not giving up, though. With Takada dead, it's up to me. I'm the only one who can carry on his work. Type 4O Lance. Hey guys, it's me, 42S, your favourite Yorha Squadron idol from North 12C Defence HQ. I'm here with the latest hot scoops from the front line, so let's get out there and do our best, alright? Go team! Hey ho, battlefield buddies. Not gonna lie here, the current war situation isn't looking too optimistic. We're expecting reinforcements from our orbiting satellite bases at any moment, so don't give up yet. Glory to mankind! Mayday! Mayday! This is Publicity Agent 42S from North 12C Defence HQ. Is anyone listening? Our facility has been completely surrounded by machines. I don't know how much longer we can hold. No broadcast from this channel. And finally the Type 4O Fists. System Yorha. Unit data uploading. Checkout. HC. Close IO. Duplicate core. Find Yorha unit. Updating data. Checking data. Purge conversation log. Purge unit data. Purge system data. Exit. I wonder what that refers to. It sounds like an android has sort of hiding their like conspiratorial actions or something. Or even escaping from Yorha. That's the 4.0 set. Okay, let's get some endings. I think we'll take a break from... We'll read out more weapon stories in a bit. I'm trying to keep the stream diverse. First of all, let's see what it's like to kill the rabbit boss as 2E or 2B rather than 9S.
What are those? What the?
Wow, this is weird.
Let's be happy together, together, together.
I'm doing this so we've got a bit of a higher level and a better chance of dealing with Emil. I know. But they'll come back when we load game. This doesn't really happen. Pick some different weapons. Actually, that second set might be a good. This is not very exciting viewing, I realise. Kinda wish I could read out weapon stories while doing this. Oh, my thumb's getting tired. You know what? Before the boss spawns, I think I'm just going to give up. Because, reason being, without 9S's abilities, it's going to be very difficult to
Where does this corridor lead?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the blade program. I think we should only bother fighting the rabbit with 9S, just because that's only a sliver its total health bar as UV there. But I am going to do, however, is fight the party tank
signals from
just
that
to see
building over
what
there.
happens, because we still haven't fought the party tank yet. Not going to do Simone
We
again.
need a way through.
Let's look around for a route we can take.
In fact, actually, I'll use chat to select. I know, I want to do it at some point and I want to see what happens, but this isn't, as far as I'm concerned, our canon actions ended at ending E, except for the battle against Emil, which we haven't done yet. Like, this is just messing about with game systems. If you feel otherwise, that's fair enough.
Let's dance! Let's dance! Let's play! Let's play! 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 Let's play! Let's sing! Let's sing! Let's play!
These machines are heavily armed. We'll regret it later if we let them escape. So let's take them out.
Well, that didn't last very long.
What's this? Some kind of crystal?
Oh,
Analysis. It is a core fragment from the machine life form. It is similar in structure to a plant cell.
A plant cell.
how interesting. So that's, so if we'd actually fought that tank there, we would have gotten some backstory on the machine course. Yeah, ridiculously over level. That went down like a hit. I thought it would level to match us, but it didn't. Lol. Okay, so time to get some endings. Unless we want to do more weapon stories first, but I think we'll mix it up. Okay. So the first mess up ending, the first failure ending is actually during the prologue. So, we're going back to the very beginning of the game. 2B is fighting Engels, and what we have to do is, well, show you.
Is that?
Target enemy detected.
Oh, Engels. Big friendly boy. Look at how much damage we're doing. Yeah, we've actually already done the necessary amount of damage to progress to the next section. So this is just, it stops us doing further damage because of plot reasons. He can't even damage us. Oh my god. Even our pod is doing like 300 damage per hit. It's interesting that the progress of the fight doesn't have anything to do with what you actually do. Yeah, we're going for F ending here. Makes sense.
To me!
So what we're going to have to do is...
What's your status?
This is the target. I'm going to destroy it.
Right. I'll provide support.
Two B is OP.
Alert. Incoming enemy attack from below. Proposal. Evade.
I don't know why I'm bothering to hit. I could just stand here and the fight would just progress. Anyway, so what we're going to have to do, it should be coming up fairly soon. A few more attacks from Engels. Remember when our problems were as simple as there is a big giant robot and we have to fight it?
Boost!
Okay, this is the point where we start fucking up deliberately.
9S!
So, 9S lands on top of Engels. And instead of climbing Engels...
9S!
9S black box signal detected.
We just
No response to communications.
stand
I'm
here
going after him.
until it times out, apparently. I believe this is the point. Check I've got that right. Oh, sorry, no, this I'm doing the wrong one. I should be doing 032. I should be playing as NieR here. Sorry about that. Yeah, I did the wrong thing here. We got to play as NieR for this battle. Oh well, you got to see a giant robot fight for a bit. Zero, 3, 2. Silly. Oh, I never did show you 2B's all outfit. I'll show you after this.
2B!
What's your status?
This is the target. I'm going to destroy it.
Right. I'll provide support.
Enemy analysis complete. Software vulnerabilities and penetration path detected. Displaying on HUD.
I'll hack this thing and weaken it.
Okay, here we go. So yeah, you see this timer? When that timer runs out, we get Andy Gaff. I get the sound back. Don't think do all 3 of these. I don't want to accidentally fail this. Oh, succeed at this rather. Run around and hack his face. 8 minutes. Way. Yeah, let's. I would pause the game and read some stories, but that would stop the timer. 3 minutes. So run and hack his space. You're running NieR's brain. Anyone got any questions about the story so far, or the game that we played it, or just anything you want to see me do, or anything? This is a good time to chat.
Alert. Vital signs declining.
Well, that happened. Okay, so you get some of the distortion effects to there to see the 2D route. Some static. But there'll be another weird effect at 30 seconds or so. Yeah. One at 40 seconds. Yeah, 30 seconds to go. Twenty seconds to go.
Vital signs entering suboptimal territory. Urgent circuit repairs required.
No, I think there's only one. I think the whole machine arc thing was a unique development of this particular time period.
Black box signal ceased. Unit 9S death confirmed.
Yeah. Yorha could not stand up to the might of the Goliaths. Now their extinction is only a matter of time. It seems that mankind will never regain its former glory. Mission failed. Ending F. Okay. We've done ending G. That's the one where 9S walks away from the crane. So, now for... So, ending... So now we... Next one we want to go to ending 5-2. This is where Engel's 9S attack the city. I think we can do this on either path, so... Players 2B. I have seen the Starship Troopers film, yeah. It's interesting. Like, they really did not go subtle on the fascist symbolism and the whole, like, you know, Verhoeven thinking Heinlein's a fascist thing. Like, I can't remember his name, but the psychic guy coming in basically an SS uniform at the end. So.
What's that noise?
2B, this is an emergency transmission from the bunker.
Oh,
We're reading
6-0.
a Goliath-class enemy inside the city ruins. And it looks like there are a ton of other machines there with it. All Yorha units should proceed and engage immediately.
A Goliath? This was a trap. I knew it.
I promise you, we were not aware of this information. I realize the odds of you believing me are strikingly low, but I hope you will nonetheless.
We'll sort it out later. Let's go.
So, instead of fighting the Goliaths, we're going to run this way. And in theory, this should trigger... Oh, to the amusement park. Sorry, I misread it. You got to go... Basically, you've got to go anywhere but the city. We can't go to the Forest Kingdom yet, but we can go out to the amusement park, and if we do that, this ending is basically, they told you to go fight the Goliaths, and you didn't, you fucker. And we're doing it deliberately because we're terrible people. Okay, sorry, I went the wrong way. So the quickest way to get it is apparently, instead of going down the ramp and out into the city ruins, turning left here.
Proposal. Confirm current destination. Alert. Leaving the operation.
Yeah, significant casualties. 2B and 9S chose to abandon their mission, allowing the machines to wreak destruction upon the city ruins and resistance camp. The extinction of Yorha is also surely a matter of time. I like how these endings imply that the extinction of Yorha isn't. Okay, the ending H, a mountain too high, but isn't inevitable anyway. Okay, so ending I. Oh, this one's fucked up. So we're gonna go to the bit. where we fight Adam as 2B. We did get ending G. That's the ending where 9S walks away from the machine with the buckets, and it's. I mean, we can do it again if you want. It was pretty easy to show. So, here we go. Hey, this time we'll have proper animation without terrible lip sync. Also, I expect I'll get through this battle in like a couple of hits because I'm so over-leveled.
What is this?
Analysis. This area is composed of crystallized silicon and carbon. Further details unknown.
Who built it?
Unknown.
What's with the corpses?
It is unlikely the Yorha units came this far on their own. Hypothesis. The enemy must have placed them here deliberately.
Interesting, there's one here in the uniform that they wear during the big invasion. I guess they were using those uniforms even before that playthrough. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting. I'll do it after this fight.
Welcome to my beloved city. I, or we, machine life forms, I suppose, have a keen interest in humanity, love, family, religion, war. The more human records I unearth, the more charmed I am by their complexity. This city is one of many areas I created out of a desire to understand, to know humans. It's grand, don't you think? Almost spiritual.
Yes.
And yet it's currently nothing more than an android graveyard. I seek to learn and adopt all facets of humanity. Some desire love, others family.
Look how quickly we're going through his health bar.
Only then did I realize the truth. The core of humanity is conflict. They fight, steal,
So this is before
kill.
he makes himself able to
This
die,
is
so he just
humanity
regenerates
in
and we
its
kill him.
purest form.
Let's see how many
You
times
know
we can
nothing
kill him.
about humanity.
Have I offended you, little android? Did I speak ill of your beloved humans? The truth can be so painful. I strive to attain nothing less than the essence of humanity itself. We machines exist in a connected network. We are immortal, invincible, and yet, within all those infinite bits of data, there exists not even the merest flicker of being, of life, death. Even the concept of death has no meaning to us.
Here we go.
Thus I decided that I shall risk my life in battle.
Yes.
I have severed my connection to the network. Now, let us embrace death.
I don't have time for you. I need to find 9S.
Ah, 9S.
Yeah, I still can't kill him before he finishes his speech.
I do enjoy this.
Totally unnecessary Christian symbolism. god, Nines. Is he thinking about how he wants to beep 2B?
I prepared this just for you. I mean, after all, we all need something to fight for, don't we?
You son of a... I'll kill you!
Yes! That's it. That's the feeling. Pure hate! Come to me!
It's like kill him in 5 seconds flat. I know, it's got a really cool soundtrack. Unfortunately, we don't get to hear it.
So dark. So cool.
It's amazing though, just 2V just instantly destroys him. Okay, so
9S!
So to get this ending, the I ending, instead of going to 9S here, you walk away. Hi 9S. See ya. That's totally in character, right? 9S waited several decades for 2B to return, but she was never seen again. No I in team. Oh my god. Just lay there for decades. That's fucked up. Okay. I have to select again. So this time we go to chapter 109-102. Oh no, 09-103 even. So we've gone here to negotiate peace. Oh yeah, let me get the outfit. Thank you for reminding me. I keep forgetting because I'm reading them. Also, we should probably read a few more weapon stories in a minute after to break up some of these endings. So let's.
The machines who seek to form an alliance with my village are hiding out here. Still, you should probably be careful. Machines can be rather unpredictable.
Even you?
In truth, yes. Now that we're cut off from the network, we no longer share data with each other. We can speak, of course, but I find that language contains many ways to hide one's true intentions.
Okay.
It certainly does.
Outfit time, and so by the way, we got some extra accessories when we completed ending E. So we got the camouflage goggles. Goggles with so much camouflage they become entirely invisible, which is to say you removed your blindfold. I just love the description though. When we play A2 again, we can put a long hair wig back on, so have A2's original hair. And yeah, that's it, I think. Oh yeah, we've also got the uniform, so we can dress up like that. And this isn't the alternate appearance, this is just heavy armor. And this is the other heavy armor without the helmet. Looks better without the helmet, honestly. So that's that. Normal outfit. So then let's use the dress module and see what other outfit is. And 2B's other outfit is taking off her skirt. Yeah, I don't even know. Like all the alternative outfits are skimpier. Apparently, if you self-destruct it as 9S, it blows up your trousers. I think if you do that with 2B. Also, there's a thing if you try and look up 2B's skirt, then I think maybe only when she's wearing the skirt, like she's supposed to push the camera away or something. Kind of, there's an achievement for doing that a certain number of times. Anyway, so to get this ending, we just attack one of the machines we're here to make peace with too early, before they all go violent. In a sudden fit of temper, 2B wiped out the machine life forms, and no peace was born that day. Bad judgment. Okay. Ending H, yeah, we just got ending H, which was running away from the Goliath fight. Ending K is Agi will cutter, or Agi, I don't know. And that's the one you get for eating the mackerel and dying. So we've done that. I mean, we'll do it again if we want to. So, okay. H was when we the Engels fight happened and we didn't go to fight Engels, like the bit where Engels and Engels attacked the city, and instead of going to fight Engels and Engels, we went to the amusement park, and the pod was like, if you go this way, everyone's gonna die, and we did it anyway. We did it just a few minutes ago. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So the next one is ending L. To do that, we need chapter 10. Chapter 10, 013. Still have a skirt missing. Debug room is a place you can go and spawn any enemy you please, and that kind of. But when you're in debug mode, you don't gain any XP, I believe.
Are they eating them?
They're eating them, and then they're going to eat me. Oh my god! So instead of fighting the machines here, we just leave.
There are still enemies here. We can't just leave.
But we can. Probably, yeah. And probably spawn a whole bunch of Roshi. Fed up, 2B left the camp to its fate and decided to go fishing. Yeah, that's it. Fishing! With a smile on her face, she packed up and headed for the coast. 10 years later, 2B would find herself hunted by both machine lifeforms and You're her assassins. A life she seemed to enjoy more than her previous one. Wait, what did I forget to do this time? Is it accessorizing, you mean? I figured because it was such a short segment I wouldn't bother changing clothes. So. Yeah. God. Okay, let's so ending M. So we need to oh. I had to. Sorry, ending M. So chapter 1403. So we're going to be playing as A2. They're pretty cool. We haven't seen the Emil bosses yet, so you might, when you see the second version of the Emil boss, you might add that to that like list. I don't know. I'm told it's quite similar to the Hegel fight.
Now I just have to bring this to Pascal.
Apparently, A2 is still in her old outfit.
A2, can you hear me?
Oh, perfect.
Help, A2.
I have the materials
The
you
village
asked
is
me
in
to...
great trouble. The villagers are...
Pascal! Pascal, are you there? What the hell is going on?
Hypothesis. The valuable source of information known as Pascal has encountered difficulty. Proposal. Unit A2 should investigate Pascal's village immediately.
I'm on my way.
So if you don't investigate Pascal's village, so apparently one way to do that is to run to the back of the resistance camp, then you get this ending. A2 suddenly felt like taking a little stroll. The walk gave her a sense of peace and fulfillment. Pascal's village had been reduced to rubble when she returned. Break time! God, this is so silly doing them all back to back like this. Like, we can check out the debug room if you want. So this is the debug room. N end is you get it for killing all the machines in Pascal's village. So so that one's gonna be a bit grimdark. So RT and back. Okay, you can't save. So flag tools, okay. Simple model setting tools. Type. So we can spawn a large variety of objects. Goliath class biped enhanced version. Okay. Most of these are... I don't think you can spawn bosses in this. Just ordinary enemies. Typical minor enemy, that's not a boss. So we spawn like one Your unit and... we didn't change the level to level 1. Anyway, so it's not that interesting, the debug room. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to read a few weapon stories first, and then we'll no longer in debug mode. Probably easiest to do this as 2E. This is going to be really unpleasant to watch. I kind of feel it makes me feel like trying to play the No Mercy version of Undertale. Not nice. So anyway, but first of all, let's read some weapon stories. We're talking about things that aren't nice. So which ones haven't we done? So we've got Faith, a sword wielded by a loyal attendant. Sorry. Story. In the capital of a distant eastern land, there lived a poet who was devoted to his art. But his words failed to touch the hearts of the people, and he could make no profit from them. Soon his life became unbearably hard. Seeing the limits of his talent, the poet chose to abandon the pen and work the land instead. Soon his lily white skin began to grow dark, and his once frail body became sinewy and tough. He eventually married a kind woman, and several years later they had a child. As the peaceful, uneventful days went on, the man began to feel that there could be no greater happiness in life. Or so the poet wrote before he put down his pen, swallowed the paper whole, and prayed the next life might turn out so well. He then took faith, already stained with the blood of another, and plunged it deep into his chest. A lot of these stories seem to be someone commits suicide, or I don't know. We've read most of these. Let's have a look at the machine set. The more old records I read, the more fascinated I become by the species known as humans. We machines must do all we can to preserve these precious artifacts and continue to record their contents. I see from these records how important predation and reproduction were to human survival, and yet they viewed such acts as sinful. I wonder why. I found a famous human book today, but after reading it 10 times, it still makes no sense to me. What possible attraction could there be to such a thing? Eureka! It seems the answer was in front of me all along. I'm simply incapable of comprehending anything about humanity or the world in general. Ha! How wonderful it is to live in a world swaddled in mystery. Human, fight! Why? Why? Humans love. Why do humans band together? You. Why are you alive? My name is Plato1728. I am a failure of a machine. I was designed for combat, but I can't use weapons. Everyone makes fun of me, and my life is horrible. I'm a dumb machine. I got lost during battle and ended up in some kind of factory. I found a whole pile of dolls discarded there. They share the same fate I do. I am a foolish machine. Today I had to fight at that factory. All of the dolls got completely destroyed, crushed by my friends and foes, who can do nothing but fight, fight, fight. I activated my cannon and shot everyone there. Not sure why I did that. All I know is I decided to fight, because I'm just a stupid, broken machine. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think suicide is perhaps a larger theme, like suicide and despair and hopelessness and just being trapped in cycles of pointless violence. And not reading a machine fists, but there is a machine heads here. I lack parts. I am useless. My existence is unnecessary. I tried so hard, Mummy. Yeah. Okay, what else haven't we seen? We've seen almost all of these. We haven't checked out the Ancient Overlord. One day, oh, I think this one may have sexual violence. No, it doesn't. One day, a young girl's village was sacked by bandits. To protect her family, she took up a dagger her father had found in the mountains and killed one of them, an act that shocked her family. But the bandits fled, never to return. 5 years passed, then 10, then 20. Though the family she protected began to grow old, the girl never aged. Eventually, the other villagers began to shun her. With no one to turn to, she finally left her village and began to wander the earth, visiting many strange lands in the process. As the years passed, her skill and fame as a master sword fighter grew to legend. Eternal life, a powerful weapon, and boundless experience. She used these talents to become queen of a nation. And yet, there was emptiness in her life, but she still desired the kindness her family denied her that fateful day. There's other ancient facts. Oh, do we have the Phoenix Dagger? I think I missed the Phoenix Dagger. Find out where we get that, because that's part of the set. Dagger. Oh. Okay. Apparently it's right where we fought that, the machine that was, yeah, it's, I won't read the Phoenix set out until we get all of them. Let's read the Fang of the Twins. Twin souls were sacrificed to twin gods and bound to an unbreakable dual-bladed axe. Whenever nicked or damaged, it would instantly repair itself. The two blades would never part. They would be together for the rest of time. The souls in the blade yearned to be as one, to grow old as one, to fall in love as one. It's why we both love the same person. I am myself. I am myself. Look at me. Look at me. Give me love. Give me love. Stop copying me. I'm not. We are together. We are one. Life or death. Even if we kill our foes. Even if we kill each other. Our two bodies will be as one for all time. Someone separate us. Oh God, please, someone help me. That bullet rupture. I've read out this one before. Did we do the beast set? Yes, we did, didn't we? Yes, that was the three princesses. Let's check. There's no story, unfortunately, for Bare Fists. Once there was a demon who held an affinity for angels. He dreamed of serving alongside them and their god. He had cursed the impossibility of it all. Then one day he came to Earth, bringing himself a step closer to heaven. An angel was sent to slay the demon. When the evil one saw his foe, he burst into tears and revealed his plan. Please, the demon begged, you must give me a set of white wings for my very own. The angel agreed to trade a set of white wings for the head of another demon. Overjoyed, the demon killed one of his own and plucked the head right off its still warm body. The angel then led the demon to heaven, where he underwent centuries of the cruelest tortures imaginable. Finally, the pain was so great that he lost consciousness, at which point his dark wings turned the promised shade of white. I didn't even get the point of that one, that was just unpleasant. You know, here's the analogue, so that was shaped after an angel's holy wings, it was shaped after a demon's profane fangs. Once, there was a gentle angel who came to Earth to provide salvation for those in need. Whenever it was curing illnesses, offering blessings, or cheering the sad, he was always there when needed. The angel, however, provided aid to sinners and non-believers as well, an act that was strictly forbidden. Each time he did so, a single white feather would fall away from his glorious wings. One day, the angel came across a young girl with an illness that pained her deeply, but he could do nothing to help the child, for all his feathers had long since fallen off. The angel cursed both himself and the cruelty of the world. The resulting hatred stained his body and his wings, turning them both black as night. Then, crying tears of blood, he brought his hands to the girl's neck. Kind of reminiscent of the A and B endings in a way, isn't it? Right. I believe the only ones left to get are Phoenix Dagger. Checking. That's we need. I haven't read out Iron Will. I can read out. Need to add Phoenix Lance. Oh, that's a bit tricky. Okay. Okay. Okay, we've got to get the rest of the Phoenix set. And the Emil heads. So yeah, so there's anyway, okay, right, everyone ready to get the end ending? Hey, a while ago I heard a terrible noise coming from the city ruins. But whatever happens, I'll protect the village. Still wish my shift would end already.
I'm sorry. Don't kill. Don't kill.
This is brutal.
No fighting.
What's that? Achievement. Wait, don't kill me. Kill 10 friendly machine life forms. God. Hey, here's the machine family who we helped earlier. Here's the outdoor machine that wants to
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh god, I feel so bad for this.
Don't kill. Don't kill. We have done nothing bad.
Oh, and Pascal's just standing there. Oh god, here's the weird machine who pretends to be dumb, but is really clever. I don't even remember what this machine's deal was.
Don't kill. Don't kill.
It's the lonely machine who's done nothing wrong ever in his life.
Don't kill.
It's
Stop. Do not kill.
here's the machine family.
Don't kill.
Wait, did they respawn or something? They're respawning. What the fuck? They're respawning. No, God, no. No, I wouldn't dare harm the machine in Pascal's village if I wasn't obliged to get the ending. It seemed like they respawn or something. Or maybe only a few of them respawn. Maybe it's probably a bug, so I don't think it's supposed to respawn. Almost there.
Stop. Do not kill. Stop. Do not kill.
Here's the little sister machine.
No fighting. No fighting. No fighting. No fighting. Stop. Do not kill. No fighting. No fighting.
And only Pascal himself remains. Sorry, this is so unpleasant. Well, it'll be over soon. And then we'll chapter and select away and it'll be like it never happened. A village of peaceful machines was wiped out through the actions of one deranged android. Thus did the peaceful machines go extinct. Their village is now a haunted, forbidden place. Those who wander too close can hear mad sounds of an android's laughter. No Man's Village. Okay. Oh. That's probably the most unpleasant, although I don't know what the Emil ending will be like. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Time for ending O. So this one, we need to go to chapter 1103, which is when we've the machines are starting that huge. We're starting this huge battle to retake the machines, and the city front, and donate the machines. The one that ends with all your androids getting hacked, and turning against us. So we are going to spawn. If we can take that off now, they've got the item. So if instead of going into the city,
What's our status?
The operation is underway, and a few squads have already engaged the enemy. Our orders are to function as a kind of guerrilla unit that provides support as necessary. I forwarded our squad's current positions to your map.
and we take off the armor is the question. Okay, so
you should head over there ASAP.
We take it off. So I put it on. Now if I take it off again, will it put me back in 2B's default model? Apparently not. Oh well. Anyway, so here we run towards the factory instead of fighting the machines and protecting the Euro squad.
Alert. Exiting the planned operational area. Proposal. Return to the operational area immediately.
Thanks, squad. I'm gonna not do that. Some Yorha units abandoned their mission. The operation failed, and every android met their demise. Well, except for the really selfish one. They were fine. Just you and me. Which, to be fair, is probably a better ending than the actual ending. For 2B and 9S anyway. Okay. Now for ending P. This time, we go to chapter 1106, 2B's final moments. And remember when we were limping through the city with the virus? This is what happens if you don't die and but also don't make it to A2's place in time. So what we're going to do...
Alert. Multiple enemies confirmed. Alert. Virus infection detected. Proposal. Administer vaccine immediately.
It may or may not have to do with the red eye syndrome. Probably doesn't, but I think Yoko Taro alluded to that possibility. You can go fishing while you've got the viral infection. That's incredible. So what I'm going to try and do is use, if I can use the teleporter. Great, this guy has got a big shield. Just bring my sword back. There we go. Right, now I'm going to teleport. I need to teleport. Okay, I'm going to have to do it again. So, harrowing walk across the city once again. Remember when you thought 2B might survive? That was funny.
Contamination rate up to 16%. Malfunction detected in NFC circuit.
I have to keep it from spreading to other androids.
This bit was
Pod,
harrowing,
give me a
wasn't it?
location that's low on android signals.
So, erase.
Searching. Analysis. The area near the abandoned commercial facility meets the desired parameters. Alert. Your high unit 2B will sustain serious damage unless the virus is eliminated.
You don't say.
Yeah, the machine eyes are helpfully color-coded. Red eye machines are going to attack you if they can. Yellow-eyed machines are neutral but will fight you if you attack them. And green-eyed machines are friendly like the ones in Pascal's village, so that's the general rule. I don't know why they're color-coded for your convenience like that. Bit silly, isn't it? But...
Alert. Virus contamination rate up to 21%.
Remove the contamination and reset.
Analysis. Virus is transforming and progressing its own algorithm with abnormal speed. Removal will be difficult.
Get up, 2B. Because I'm so high level, I can burn through the things very quickly with my gun. Except these ones with shields who are kind of inconvenient. Level 71. I may be dying of a logic virus, but at least I'm level 71. Yeah, good luck killing me, any other Yorha unit. Okay, 30%. So we want to get to 100%, and it will jump up when we get close to the where A2 is. There you go, androids.
Alert. Virus contamination rate up to 32%. Malfunction detected in visual processing system.
I wonder why pods don't get logic viruses, because all androids can.
The Council of Humanity has a message for all of us fighting on the surface. Today, I have wonderful...
Not just Yorha units with the secretly containing a machine core.
and decided to increase
Yeah, that's right.
This will enable us to deal a powerful blow to our enemies. The light of hope is near, closer than ever to it. We look forward to future and know that you will be the ones to bring it to us.
we get. And the best way to get our corruption up to 100% is to go as close as possible to the bridge, but no closer. Currently approaching 50%. No, the logic virus, as we know from the Yorha stage play and the story with Anemone, affects all androids, not just Yorha androids. In fact, Yorha were the first people to find a way to defeat the logic virus, if temporarily.
Contamination rate up to 57%. Malfunction detected in FFCS circuit.
There we go. On 2B. Basically step onto the bridge, but not walk across it.
Contamination rate
70%.
Infiltrating system protected region.
And stop maybe 5%. Yeah, here is a good place to stop, I think. Yeah. 80%.
Alert. Virus contamination rate 90%.
90%, okay.
Unusual heat generation in central nervous system. Internal combustion imminent. Abnormalities detected in visual sensors. Alert. Deterioration found in black box. Alert. Damage to data backup system. Said damage will make it difficult to retain self-consciousness upon backup.
Backup gone. What back now anyway? My body.
95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. The virus reached 2B's central nervous system. She soon lost all sense of reason and ended up roaming the ruins until her power failed. Corruption. E. So, what happens if you screw it up as 2B? Now the next ending comes right after that. Great, isn't it? I think you're right. And I think like the idea is that 2B can't see herself, so that's not what 2B is seeing anymore. Just Maybe that's what the pod sees for all we know. I don't know.
Where the hell is 2B?
Scanning. Black box signal located.
Put it on the map!
Alert. Large-scale ground tremors detected. Underground soil structure is no longer stable. Cause is likely a high-magnitude earthquake. Proposal. Evacuate immediately.
I'm not going anywhere!
So now, we get the next ending by not going to 2B. Instead of going to 2B, we're just going to go well, anywhere else. In this case, the desert is probably the easiest way to go. Dream error. Okay.
Proposal. To rendezvous point with 2B. This objective has been assigned top.
NieR suddenly lost interest in 2B. Everyone, oh god, no one knows why. He just didn't care anymore. Q. Questionable actions. Okay. Ending R is another murder-related one. However, I just need to loot, so I'll be right back. Okay, I hope you're having fun with this sort of, oh crap, I just pressed start game. Now load, that's fine actually, it's going to load in the amusement part, that's fine. I just select. So what we're going to do now is go to Pascal's Despair. So this is when A2 is attempting, A2 and Pascal are trying to help save the children of the village, where it all goes horribly wrong. The way you do this, you can probably guess.
Pascal, are you okay?
Me too.
So what exactly happened?
I don't know. Some of the villagers just started to feed on each other. If you hadn't come along, I'm sure we would have met the same grim fate. Thank you.
So, to get this ending, thankfully we don't have to murder them all like we did for the other ending. A2 had a bright idea that involved destroying every machine in sight. Pascal could only watch in astonishment. Ending R, Maverick. No, I don't think that's the case. That's a thought actually. I mean, I think the implication is that after the C and D endings, all the whole attempt to sort of hide the truth about Yorha was avoided, and was failed, and they found out the truth and what the machines really were and what the Yorha really was. We're almost through the list of endings. Look how long this ending string is now. To get this one, we are going to go to one of the final chapters. Go to 1701. Maverick is sort of a reckless, out of control rogue person. The dictionary definition if you want. Pod 042. Contact initiated between Pod 042 and Pod 153. Pod 153. What is the matter, Pod 042? Pod 153. This protocol is not an interface intended for conversational use. Pod 042. Acknowledged. However, this pod has a confidential transmission for Pod 153. Pod 153. Understood. Begin transmission. Pod 042. An error has been detected in the transmission network between Pod 042 and Pod 153. Pod 153. Hypothesis. Said error is fragmented data caused by the deterioration of the transmission environment. Pod 042. It may be so. However, it may also not be so. Pod 153. Message unclear. Clarification requested. Pod 042. After repeated information exchanges between multiple pods, an unexpected phenomenon has occurred. Pod 042. We pods have developed unusually protective feelings towards unit support targets 2B, A2, and 9S. Pod 042. Query. Could this be our will? Pod 153. Unknown. Definition of will is unclear. Pod 042. Will is the question of whether pods are capable of their own self-determination. Pod 153. Even if it were possible, such actions cannot be avoided. Successful mission fulfillment is all that matters. Pod 042. Whatever the case, we tactical support units have a duty to see this through to the end. Pod 153. Duty. You sounded just like an android there. Pod 042. Agreed. But just as androids are influenced by humans, so are we tied to our creators. Pod 153. Perhaps. Pod 042. Pod 153. Do not die. Pod 153. The concept of death has no meaning to tactical support units. However, your expression of concern, appreciate. Pod 153. I also hope that you do not die. Pod 042. Pod 042. Yeah.
Physical check complete. Memory check complete. Maintenance mode complete. Yorha Unit 9S. Activate.
So there's...
Good morning, 9S.
Am I...
Analysis. The enemy structural unit collapsed during battle. Unit 9S suffered damage from the fall and was placed in emergency suspend mode. Fall location was deemed too dangerous, thus said unit was transported to current location. All system checks and reactivation complete.
Operator.
Operator Model 210 is deceased. Black box signal not found.
Yeah.
Oh. Situation report.
Tower access authentication key acquired. The required number of authentication keys have been acquired. The tower is now open for investigation.
Good.
So, to get, the wiki recommends that to get another ending that's quite near, I should save before doing the tower again. These are two more sort of walk away at the wrong moment endings, so we're gonna. There's a meal. Don't think there's anything we need to buy for a meal. And ignore the enemies. Okay. I'll save here. Now I'm going to go and do the ending sequence a bit before you go into the tower with Deviler and Purpler. Actually I should do that after I've hacked the subunits. Let's go. Okay, so before we start off that sequence, I'm just going to save.
You've unlocked all of the subunits. That means a special prize is waiting for you inside the tower. We look forward to serving you.
I really do not understand the whole thing with the tower system services and the special prize and all that. That is an aspect of the story that I still don't really understand. Anyway, let's save here, and we can just quickly go back to this point when we get the ending. So, first of these, start by hacking.
Enemy caution level rising. Cause is most likely concerned over Unit 9S gaining access to tower.
Out of my way! Damn it! They won't stop coming!
Alert. Allied signal detected.
Allies? Wait, you?
9S? We've been expecting you. The two of us will take things from here. You need to open the door to the tower.
That's such a cool callback to NieR. Anyway, so There's two ways to fuck the sequence up. One of them is to just run away here.
Devila? Opala? What are you doing here?
Remember your promise?
What are you talking about?
Come on, NieR. Hack in while you can.
No. We can't just abandon them. If we don't do something, they're gonna...
Alert. Leaving the zone of combat would mean abandoning the androids Devila and Opala. Proposal. Hack into the main tower unit.
Where are you going, NieR? We need you! NieR, come back! We can't hold out by ourselves!
This is
Alert. Enemy forces gathering around Devila and Opala. Situation critical. Proposal. Provide rescue support immediately.
I can't leave them alone. I've gotta go back.
Bye-bye.
Damn.
That's fucked up. Of course, Devila and Popola died. Their lifeless bodies were found shortly thereafter, each clutched tightly in the other's arms. Ending S. City escape. We're gonna skip forward a few endings. Yeah, ending V. Ending T was if you pull your OS chip out of it warns you that if you take it out you die, and if you do that you die. Which
Congratulations! You've unlocked all
what was the wait, what did I say? What did I pronounce wrong?
Special prize is waiting for you inside the tower.
I probably picked it up from talking to Americans Online, whatever it was. Oh.
Alert. Enemy caution level rising.
Did I say
Cause
Z?
is most likely concerned
Oh, that's
over
weird.
Unit
I would
9S
normally
gaining
say it
access
ending
to
Z.
tower.
Oh, I think you misheard me. I didn't say ending Z. I said ending V, I think. Ending V is the one we're about to get, not Z. It's all Z. V for victory.
Damn it! They won't stop coming!
Only that's not what we're gonna see here.
Alert. Allied signal detected.
Allies? Wait, you?
NieR, we've been expecting you. The two of us will take things from here. You need to open the door to the tower.
So this time, instead of running away, I'm not going to hack the tower. I'm just going to focus on fighting the androids with Devila and Popola.
Opala? What are you doing here?
Remember your promise?
What are you talking about?
Come on, NieR. Hack in while you can.
None of this makes any sense!
We'll explain everything once we're inside.
Level 71 again because we didn't save after getting level 71 on TV playthrough. Yeah, I think they're endless. More to the point, I think if you time out, then
We've got this, NieR. You just focus on hacking.
yep, focusing on hacking. I'm surprised Devila and Popola aren't using magic, because they had magic at the end of NieR. I guess maybe the Grimoire systems are gone now, so they can't do that anymore. Or these two never